Yeah, Pause YouTube. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Have for y'all another Ultra Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle. Of course, if you may have missed the first one that was uploaded earlier today, go check that out. I'll try to leave a link to that somewhere on the video, and at the end of the video, somewhere in the description, go check it out. Also, make sure to answer the comment question of the day and to show off your support and hit that like button down below. So I'm very excited, guys. Like, there's so many more Ultra Sun and Moon battles that are going to be coming. Right now I'm only doing OU because I want to try out the new Ultra Beast. I will be going back into the lower tiers and doing Ubers, of course, because I really want to use the new Necrozma forms as well. So yeah, I'll be on the lookout for those, but hope you guys don't mind just the OU stuff right now. Thank you guys so far for making Ultra Sun and Moon, the beginning of Ultra Sun and Moon, really great. If you haven't seen any of my previous battles, I'll start making a playlist of all of them, and that'll also be down in the description. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this started. So going into this battle, of course, Gyarados, absurdly terrifying. I really don't want to face this Pokemon anymore in the OU tier. I think every battle I've played has had a Gyarados in it. But I end up leading off with my Blacephalon, as he ends up leading off with his own Blacephalon now. Because he switched out before me, I'm thinking maybe he's Choice Scarfed, or I just lost a speed tie, I'm not sure. Either way though, I ended up bringing in my Tyranitar here in hopes that he would just go for a Shadow Ball, or maybe try to go for a Fire Blast or something, and then that way I could Pursuit Trap him with my Tyranitar and knock him out. But he ends up bringing in the Tentacruel. Now this Tentacruel is actually really damn annoying, because it does unfortunately turn out that he has the Toxic Spikes, and I have no hazard removal or any way of soaking up these Toxic Spikes. Honestly, this team I just kind of threw together in about 5 minutes, so I'm not going to leave a Pastebin of it just because it's really not that good of a team. I just really wanted to try out Stakataka, and I have recently made a more updated version of this team, so I will be using that version in a future battle, and I'll leave a Pastebin of that in the description. Just not this team, because it's really not that good, and I don't want you guys to expect a lot out of this team and just realize, oh well, yeah, it's not good. So anyways, I did switch in my Tapu Koko, and I'm going to go for the Volt Switch. I am Choice Specs, but there's no reason you should want to risk bringing in Landorus right away. Like, Tangrowth is just about always a great middle ground pivot into Tapu Koko, so I'm able to Volt Switch into my Landorus, and I'm going to try and get on my Stealth Rocks here in hopes to be able to just kind of even out the playing field. I thought that he would actually try to switch into his own Landorus to try to get up his own Stealth Rocks, but actually ended up bringing in the Tentacruel. Not really sure why. I guess Tentacruel is faster than Landorus, but I don't really think he should have done this personally. But either way though, I'm going to make a bit of an aggressive play here, and I'm going to stay in, and I'm going to go for the Earthquake, as not only does he go for the Scald, but he gets a crit, and oh, things get so much better, guys. Things get so much better. So I end up Earthquaking here, and he lives on like 1%. That had to be like 1 HP. I refuse to believe that is more than like 1 or 3 HP. And then my Sandstorm ends, so this thing doesn't even drop to the Sandstorm. And now, because he's faster than me, he can safely go for the Rapid Spin, and there's literally nothing I could do. I was also kind of hoping that maybe he would want to just stay in and go for the Scald. I guess I could have potentially tried to spam Stealth Rocks, but at the same time though, he really lost nothing in just spamming Rapid Spin, because eventually he's going to be gaining back Leftovers recovery every single turn. And I guess I am too, but just I really didn't feel the need to stay in there and spam Stealth Rocks. I thought just U-turning there would have been my better play. So yeah, that turn or two just really did not go at all any good for me. So I end up bringing in my Tapu Koko here, as he ends up bringing in his Blacephalon. I'm expecting this thing to be Scarf because he brought it in against my Tapu Koko. So I'm going to decide to switch out here directly into my Tyranitar, as he does just end up going for the safe offensive move. I was a little bit worried that maybe he would try to pull a double switch there. Thankfully though, he was just aggressive, and he does absolutely, well, practically no damage to my Tyranitar. I'm Assault Vested, and I have the +1 in the sand, so essentially I'm a +2 special defense, and that's already resisted. So it's not doing anything to me, and I will be able to safely Pursuit Trap this Blacephalon, which means now that I no longer have to worry about it later in this battle, potentially outspeeding my Tapu Koko, which is excellent. Unfortunately though, he still has some very scary mons on his team, and one of them being this Gyarados. And unfortunately, this team is extremely extremely weak to Gyarados if it's running Bounce. Luckily though, Gyarados with Bounce is something that I've not really seen in a very long time in OU. From what I've seen, they have Waterfall, Crunch, and Ice Fang. Ice Fang being weaker than Bounce means that my Tangrowth, even if this thing does get the +2, which I'm not even concerned about, Tangrowth can still comfortably live one hit, and then in return, I will be able to knock him out with the Giga Drain after getting off a bit of prior damage. As Stone Edge at -1 still does a decent little bit of damage, plus the next turn, if he really does want to try risking going for another Dragon Dance, there is always a chance that I could get the crit with Stone Edge, considering that it is a high critical hit ratio move. So he does go for the Dragon Dance, and this is really good. If I don't miss Stone Edge here, even if I don't crit, still getting off the damage is going to be more than enough, as I will be able to land the hit. Unfortunately, no crit though, but it is fine, considering that this Gyarados is more than low enough to the point where my Tangrowth will be able to easily knock him out here. So he's going to end up going for the Waterfall. Of course, that is going to absolutely blow me back, considering the fact that he is a +2 attack. And what this does allow me to do is bring in my Tangrowth. Again, as long as he does not have the Bounce, I can live in Ice Fang, and as long as he doesn't flinch me, we should be a-okay to go and knock out this Gyarados. But what do you guys know? Of course, of all the moves, of all the coverage moves that he had to put on Gyarados, it has Bounce. Man, that was honestly a little frustrating, because now this Gyarados can literally just sweep through my team if I misplay around it. So I ended up bringing in my Stakataka here, which was going to be my main win condition, because I was going to try and Trick Room late game and hopefully just sweep the remainder of his team after weakening Landers and weakening Gyarados. But as you can see, that very well does not play out for me. So I bring in Landers, get the Intimidate as I bring in my Tangrowth. He gets a crit, and that is slightly annoying because after this extra turn of toxic damage, there's no way I live a Bounce either way. So I have to switch out here, back into my Landers, get off the Intimidate once more. If this thing, like literally, this thing could have had any other move. Like it could have just had Ice Fang and it wouldn't have been this much of a problem for my team to deal with. But of course he has the Bounce, and then he misses as I stupidly clicked Stealth Rocks on the turn. I should have just gone for U-turn. Like if I honestly, I'm pretty sure I would have been able to live that Bounce, considering that I'm very physically defensive and he's at neutral and it's not stabbed. So if I would have been able to live there, going for the U-turn would have been my best play, because then I would have been able to save Landers and ensure that this Gyarados didn't just kill half of my team. Not only kill half of my team, but also just get off a humongous amount of damage on my Tangrowth, all because it has Bounce of all the moves, man. And again, like Bounce is a move I don't typically see on Mega Gyarados, or maybe I'm just wrong. I don't know, but Gyarados just kind of bent my team over there. And then Gyarados can just kind of come in and finish off the train here and basically destroy the last half of my team, as he actually ends up going for the Air Slash. Now, the fact that he went for the Air Slash should have thrown up a red flag in my brain and should have had me thinking that maybe this thing is choice specs. So what I could have done here was probably brought in my Tapu Koko. Although I guess by bringing in my Blacephalon, I can still potentially guarantee live any hit. But on the off chance that he wasn't choiced, I'm just going to sack off my Pokemon at this point, because with that thing gaining a speed boost, nothing on my team at this point cannot speed it. I don't live a Draco Meteor or a Z Draco Meteor if he did have it, which is why I brought in Blacephalon as opposed to bringing in Tapu Koko, because again, the fact that he could have been Specs didn't really click in my mind until after the battle and me rewatching it. So I ended up bringing in my Blacephalon here. I'm going to go for the Choice Specs. Shadow Ball. Tangrowth is still stupidly fat. If I got out my Stealth Rocks there, then 2 Shadow Balls actually would have been able to a KO with this Tangrowth, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. So he ends up knocking me out with the knockoff. This will allow me to bring in my Tapu Koko here. And I am Choice Specs. Unfortunately, there is no combination, or there's no one move that I can lock myself into at this point that will be able to beat the combination of Landers and the Naganadon. Then I get an important crit there, because there was no way I did about 10% to that Tangrowth. So he is going to end up bringing in the Landers here, and unless I get a really high damage roll with the crit, there's no other way I can knock out this Landers. And then I think I still have to get another high damage roll crit on the Naganadon to knock it out. So I guess realistically there was still a way I could have won this battle if I got 2 crits back to back, but hey, it's not that big of an issue. So I will end up I will be, that's not even a proper sentence, I will end up being knocked out here by the earthquake, and that is going to be the victory in McKinley's favor. So yeah, very, very fun battle nonetheless. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Thank you all so much for the support of Ultra Sun and Moon once more. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to hit that like button down below to answer the comment question of the day. So with that being said, I will see you all tomorrow. Later, everybody. Thank you all for watching.
No matter where you're at, I'm not here to make friends, it's time to attack and deplete your HP with a final smash. Don't make me turn around and pull a 6-foot hacks. 6 foot hacks, yeah. 6 foot hacks, yeah. 6 foot hacks.